guys, welcome to the new video tutorial. In the last video tutorial we guys have seen what Angular content that we guys are going to be have for this entire course content. So in this video tutorial we are first going to understand what is Angular and why the Angular is uses nowadays for many more web applications. So let us begin it one by one. It is really very important to understand that respective framework or a programming language before learning what kind of softwares or what kind of applications that we can able to build. So I will recommend you to not skip any single moment of this video. If you can able to skip this all content, then when it comes to the development you might get a lot of issues while developing the logics. So let us do understood this first. So when it comes to the Angular, the very basic important thing that we have to understand is what is Angular. So when it comes to Angular, so you guys might have seen the two different languages, either Angular or the Angular JS. Well, when it comes to the Angular, Angular is a framework, or we can say Angular is a platform where we can able to build the web applications. And when it comes to Angular JS, Angular is a JavaScript version, or we can say the Angular developed using JavaScript. We can import the files from the Angular and we can able to write the code, but it's not a framework. Everything there, when we are importing Angular JS in a code, we have to do it by our own. But when it's coming to the framework, yeah, definitely it will help us to put all the data by the system design. So let us do understood about Angular. So what is Angular exactly? And Angular is a platform and a framework for building the single page client applications using HTML and the TypeScript. When it comes to the Angular, Angular is uses only for dynamic web content. So if we have any dynamic web content in our web applications, so using the Angular as a front end, we can able to develop. And it's one kind of platform and the framework to develop these kind of applications. Moreover to that, Angular specified written in a TypeScript. So Angular has all the power of a TypeScript. Okay, what is TypeScript? The TypeScript is very similar to the JavaScript programming languages. Okay, likewise a JavaScript we will have. Similar to this, we have a TypeScript that provides n number of facilities to our web application, like as OOPS, like as scalable, like as implementation on a different approaches of the web scalable applications. Similar like this, when it comes to the Angular, Angular is a component based framework for building the scalable web application. So in an Angular, we are going to create the modules for different applications in our one single software, and that applications can be get covered using the component. So yes, we can say an Angular is component and event driven framework that is designed for web application. So certain events are going to be right, depends on the user actions, and on that events we have to write a code in a backend. Similar like this, when it comes to the Angular, it includes a lot of facilities, such as like Angular includes routing, that stands for navigations of one page to other pages. It includes form to take and put the user data, also the form management, and more ever important is the client server communications and such kind of many more things. And due to these reasons, the Angular nowadays as a dynamic web application is become more famous. Again, when it comes to the Angular, I will conclude in a short. An Angular is a suite of developer tool which help you to develop, build, test and update your code. Which means what? Let us say I have to develop an application. So using this framework, I can able to build it easily. Again, if I wanted to test the application using again the same framework, we are going to test it. So testing is available in this framework or a platform. again building is available in this framework or a platform, and also we can able to update our code using this platform. So we don't want to go for testing to any software, we don't want to go for developing to any software, we just wanted to use them as per our users, and we can able to develop the dynamic web content through this Angular is generally acting as the front end framework where we can able to design our web pages using that front end and put there for the dynamical content. So this is all about the Angular, the most important points we are like fetching and putting here. Now the best and very important thing that we should have to understand is why the Angular users nowadays. Like when it comes to the Angular, as I said, it is uses for rapid development and for scalable application, which going to put the dynamic data on our website. So Angular has so many reasons to use this. Likewise, it's a one kind of TypeScript framework which is written in a TypeScript, and yeah, definitely it will use this for a dynamic web content. But when it comes to the concept, Angular has many more reasons. But out of that, the very important reasons we have put here in front of you, let us do understand them one by one. When it comes to the Angular, the most and very important reason why to choose Angular is it's a cross platform oriented framework, which means what, it is uses for all the platform that we will have nowadays for the development. Likewise, we have mobile, we have desktop, we have tablets, we have Macintosh. So for any kind of platforms, the Angular can able to execute, and it can able to run very easily for all the platforms. Similar like this, when it comes to the Angular uses for PWA and SPA applications, where the SPA stands for single page applications and PWA stands for progressive web applications. The best example for the progressive web applications is what LinkedIn, like web Instagram, again web Facebook. So all these are the progressive web applications, and the single page applications are the company portfolio or any kind of student portfolio that define in a dynamical content with a single page websites. So if we have these kind of requirements right there, then the Angular give us the more feasible way to develop all this information in less code and as well as in less time. So again, similar like this, Angular is simplified MVC pattern. I hope you heard about this MVC. MVC basically stands for model view and controller, but when it comes to the Angular, the MVC here stands for model view and component, because the Angular is component based or the component based framework, so where we can design the component for a module and we can able to implement very easily. Module is a separate part, view is a separate part, and component is a separate parts. They are combined together to form that applications at a runtime. Similar like this, we have the code consistency in Angular. So we can create a component and we can use them for n number of times, and we can easily establish with them with all the sudden of approaches where we wanted to implement. So let us say for my web applications, I have designed the header for once and I have utilized them for a 10 or 11 pages. So I don't want to write that code many more times. I can develop it for once and then I can use them for 10 pages or 100 pages even. So Angular provides the code consistency, which will help us to write less code and optimize our application in easiest way. Similar like this, we have easy testing available in Angular. So using the Angular testing, we can test the applications. They have their own servers when we have installed, and with respect to this, they are going to test the data and put all the data in the combination. And moreover, the best reason to choose an Angular is what the Angular supports for declarative UI. So if you have for your application a specific theme or a declarative UI available, Well, in that case, we can choose an Angular and we can able to execute with that data very easily. So this is what an introduction about the Angular, and this is why the Angular nowadays are uses very well. Now in the next video tutorial, we guys will understand how the Angular is going to be installed for our local machine and how to create the projects in the Angular. So see you soon for the next video tutorial. Stay tuned for the channel. If you're new to our channel, kindly do subscribe, share to the needful people. Thanks for watching this video.